I remember as a kid singing a song, prayer is the key to heaven. And it really is. And if ever there was a time to pray, it's now. We need to be praying for the world. We need to be praying for our country and all of its leaders. And I want to talk to you about prayer in your morning cup of inspiration. We're talking to you about it this week because there's a lot going on. And in the Bible, we see so many examples of how prayer changes things. The example I'm going to use is found in Genesis. This will be in the 18th chapter of Genesis. In verse 23, you see, God was going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah because it was such an evil, wicked place. And in verse 23, Abraham drew near and said, "Wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked?" Abraham was talking to God here. Verse 24, "Peradventure there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous that are therein?" Verse 25, "That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked, that be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? And the Lord said, If I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes." And then it goes on, and Abraham says, "Well, Lord, if there's only 45, would you destroy it?" He said, "No, I won't destroy it if there's 45 righteous." He went down to 40, 30, and then at the end he said, "Will you destroy it if there's 10 righteous people?" And the Lord said he wouldn't. And we know that there weren't even 10 righteous, and the Lord did destroy Sodom. And Lot's wife looked back. They told her not to look back, and she turned into a pillar of salt. But Abraham sought God, and God listened to him and agreed that he wouldn't destroy that city if there were just 10 righteous people. And I know there are millions of righteous people in America, and a lot of them will be gathering tomorrow, September 26th, in our nation's capital. And I'm going to ask you to pray for this. It's called the Return. Tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people are going to gather on the mall in Washington, D.C. and be praying for our country. There's also a huge prayer walk that's taking place. So be in prayer. If you can fast, if you can fast a meal, 2 meals, even a day or two, we need to be fasting and praying and making this a priority. This election is so important. There's never been such a difference in candidates, and we need to pray that God's will be done. So I urge you to do that. Pray for the return. It's happening tomorrow, September 26th in Washington, D.C. God bless you. Keep praying. Stay on your knees, and I'll talk to you soon in another morning cup of inspiration.